The boxing world is buzzing with excitement over the possibility of a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, two of the sport's most iconic figures. At 48, Mayweather has hinted at returning to the ring to face his longtime rival, Pacquiao, who is 46 and still actively competing. This potential megafight has sparked intense speculation, with fans and analysts suggesting it could eclipse even the biggest contemporary matchups, such as Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, in terms of scale and revenue. The anticipation surrounding this rematch stems from their 2015 encounter, which, while a financial success, left many fans wanting more due to its lack of action. Now, with both fighters older but still capable, the prospect of a second clash promises to be a historic event, potentially one of the most significant in boxing history. The conversation around this rematch has been fueled by recent developments, particularly Pacquiao's performance against Mario Barrios. Despite his age and nearly 4 years of inactivity, Pacquiao delivered a surprising display of speed, endurance, and skill, resulting in a draw that many felt he deserved to win. Observers noted that Pacquiao, at 46, looked far younger than expected, maintaining the explosive leg movement and athleticism that defined his prime. This performance has reignited hope among fans that he could still compete at an elite level, particularly against Mayweather. Pacquiao himself has expressed confidence in delivering a more competitive fight this time, citing a shoulder injury that hampered him during their first meeting. He's made it clear that he's not interested in an exhibition but wants a legitimate professional bout to settle unfinished business and cement his legacy. Mayweather, on the other hand, remains confident in his superiority. In recent statements, he asserted that he would defeat Pacquiao in any number of rematches, claiming that Pacquiao could never match his skill level. This bold declaration has added fuel to the rivalry, with Mayweather positioning himself as the dominant figure in their narrative. His undefeated record and defensive mastery are often cited by analysts and former opponents as reasons why he holds the edge. Fighters like Shane Mosley and Ricky Hatton, who have faced both men, have praised Mayweather's technical brilliance and ring IQ, noting that his defensive prowess makes him nearly untouchable. Mosley, for instance, highlighted Mayweather's ability to avoid clean punches while still delivering effective offense, contrasting this with Pacquiao's more aggressive, but less defensively sound, style. Despite the hype, not everyone is convinced that a rematch would live up to expectations. Veteran commentator Jim Lampley has expressed skepticism, suggesting that both fighters are past their primes and that the fight might lack the excitement of their younger years. He described their 2015 bout as underwhelming, with Mayweather methodically outboxing a less-than-optimal Pacquiao. Lampley's perspective serves as a counterpoint to the overwhelming enthusiasm, cautioning that the rematch might not deliver the fireworks fans are hoping for. Similarly, some fans have voiced reluctance, arguing that the first fight was lackluster and that both fighters, now even older, might not produce a thrilling spectacle. One critic pointed out that the timing of their original fight was already past their primes, and a rematch now could be even less compelling. Financially, however, the rematch is seen as a potential goldmine. Insiders predict that it could generate hundreds of millions, if not billions, in revenue, surpassing even high-profile events like the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight on Netflix. The star power of Mayweather and Pacquiao, combined with their storied rivalry, ensures massive public interest. Zab Judah, a former boxer familiar with the sport's inner workings, acknowledged the ongoing discussions and the high stakes involved, noting that both fighters remain relevant enough to draw millions. The potential for such a financial windfall could be a significant factor in persuading Mayweather to return from retirement, despite his already secure legacy and wealth. Pacquiao's recent activity has kept the conversation alive. His fight against Barrios was described by some as a warm-up, with Pacquiao himself calling it a stepping stone to bigger challenges. His ability to compete at a high level against a younger, motivated champion like Barrios has bolstered confidence in his readiness for a Mayweather rematch. Fans who watched the bout were particularly impressed by Pacquiao's resilience, noting that he maintained his signature bounce and energy well into the later rounds. Comparisons were drawn to Sugar Ray Leonard's comeback against Marvin Hagler, though Leonard was younger at the time. Pacquiao's performance has shifted perceptions, with some now believing he could pose a legitimate threat to Mayweather, especially if he can replicate or exceed his showing against Barrios. The debate over who is the better fighter continues to divide fans and analysts. Supporters of Mayweather point to his undefeated record and the quality of opponents he faced, including Canelo Alvarez and Oscar de la Hoya. His strategic brilliance and ability to control fights are often highlighted as reasons for his edge. Conversely, Pacquiao's advocates argue that his achievements, including being the only 8-division world champion, demonstrate his greatness. They note that Pacquiao faced many top fighters in their prime and took greater risks by moving up multiple weight classes, from flyweight to welterweight, compared to Mayweather's more calculated career path. This perspective frames Pacquiao as the more dynamic and courageous fighter, whose aggressive style made him a fan favorite. Public reaction to the rematch rumors has been mixed. Some fans are thrilled at the prospect, with social media posts reflecting excitement over the announcement, though one anecdote suggested that an initial reveal in a non-English language sparked more enthusiasm than the English follow-up. Others, however, are skeptical, questioning whether the fight will materialize or if it will live up to the hype. The cultural differences in audience reactions were noted, with some suggesting that Pacquiao's fanbase, particularly in the Philippines, would generate significant noise regardless of the setting. The anticipation is undeniable, but the uncertainty surrounding Mayweather's commitment keeps the outcome in question. Mayweather's reluctance to return is a significant hurdle. Having retired with a perfect 50-0 record, he has little to prove and much to lose. Critics argue that risking his legacy for a single fight, even one with massive financial incentives, might not appeal to him. His brand outside the ring, built on his reputation as an unbeaten champion, adds another layer of complexity. Some believe that only a definitive win by Pacquiao in a high-profile bout, such as against Barrios, would lure Mayweather back. However, the draw against Barrios has created ambiguity, leaving the path to a rematch less clear. Still, Pacquiao's strong showing may keep negotiations alive, as it demonstrated his continued relevance in the sport. The rematch's potential impact extends beyond the fighters themselves. It could revitalize interest in boxing, a sport that has faced competition from other combat sports like MMA. A Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch would likely dominate headlines, drawing both casual viewers and hardcore fans. The event scale could rival the biggest fights in recent memory, with promoters and networks eager to capitalize on the global appeal of both fighters. Pacquiao's camp has emphasized that this would not be an exhibition but a serious professional contest, raising the stakes and adding to the intrigue. If Mayweather agrees, the fight could redefine their legacies and provide a definitive answer to one of boxing's most enduring debates. Analysts like Mosley and Hatton, who have faced both fighters, offer valuable insights into their respective strengths. Mosley emphasized Mayweather's completeness as a fighter, particularly his defensive skills, which made him difficult to hit. Hatton echoed this, recalling his own experiences and crediting Mayweather's ability to control fights through technical mastery. Both acknowledged Pacquiao's speed and power but noted his vulnerability to clean punches, a factor that Mayweather exploited in their first encounter. These perspectives underscore the tactical chess match that a rematch would likely become, with Mayweather's precision pitted against Pacquiao's relentless aggression. Pacquiao's determination to prove himself adds an emotional layer to the narrative. His comments about the 2015 fight, particularly the impact of his shoulder injury, suggest a fighter driven by a desire for redemption. He believes that a healthy, fully prepared version of himself can deliver a different outcome. This conviction resonates with fans who feel that the first fight didn't fully showcase Pacquiao's capabilities. His recent performances, while not victories, have reinforced this belief, showing glimpses of the fighter who dominated multiple weight classes and earned a reputation as one of the sport's all-time greats. The financial aspect cannot be overstated. The 2015 fight was one of the highest grossing in boxing history, and a rematch could surpass it, given the nostalgia and unresolved questions surrounding their rivalry. Industry insiders speculate that the fight could generate unprecedented revenue, potentially outpacing other major events on platforms like Netflix. This financial incentive could be the deciding factor for Mayweather, who has always been strategic about maximizing his earnings. However, his confidence in his superiority, coupled with his secure legacy, might make him hesitant to take the risk, especially against a resurgent Pacquiao. As discussions continue, the boxing community remains divided. Some see the rematch as a chance to settle one of the sport's greatest rivalries, while others view it as a nostalgic but potentially disappointing endeavor. The outcome hinges on Mayweather's decision, with Pacquiao clearly ready to step into the ring. If the fight materializes, it could be a defining moment for both fighters and the sport itself, offering a blend of legacy, redemption, and unparalleled spectacle. For now, fans can only wait and speculate, as the possibility of Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 hangs tantalizingly in the balance.